I've been trading for over 6 years now, and I do over $30,000 a month consistently, and some months over $55,000. And a while back, I sat down and asked myself a question. What really changed? Because it wasn't my strategy, it wasn't my setup. I really couldn't pinpoint a certain thing. But I looked closer and I realized it wasn't actually a thing. It was a handful of small habits I picked up over time and I never even noticed I did. So in this video, I'm breaking down those 6 habits that finally made me a consistently profitable trader. Some on the charts, but some that doesn't even have to do with trading at all. And if you steal even half of these and apply them, the next 30 days of your trading will look completely different than what you're used to. Let's get into it. How you start your morning is how you're going to trade that day. And I mean literally how you're going to trade that day. I see too many people wake up, roll over, grab their phone, scroll for 20 minutes, and log into their broker with their mind already primed to take a losing trade. Let me explain. Now, the first habit is winning the first 30 minutes of the day before the market even opens. This doesn't mean some 5 a.m. cold plunge sauna, blah, blah, blah type of routine. That's not what I'm talking about. It means just wake up, practice good habits for the first 30 minutes of the day. And I'm not just saying this either. I actually practice it myself. But there's also research that shows the first 30 minutes of your day shapes the rest of your day. When you wake up, your brain is establishing its baseline for the day. So if you start your day opening TikTok and looking for dopamine hits, you're gonna be itching for that for the rest of your day. If you start your day stressed because you need to rush out of bed for the market, you're gonna be stressed for the rest of the day. So this is extremely important. I can't emphasize it enough. For me personally, my morning routine consists of me waking up at 7:30 a.m. I take a shower, then I go to the gym around 7:45, 8 a.m. Then after the gym, I go on a walk, and near my apartment complex, there is a yacht marina. So there's a bunch of boats out there. It's right next to the Ritz-Carlton as well. So I put my headphones on, I walk near those boats and all the luxury things, and I manifest my future, I visualize my future, and I repeat these things in my mind. Like, you will make this much today, you will have this in a year, you will get to this point, I will make it, blah, 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 stuff like that. It puts me in a visualization and manifestation mindset. So I'm already positive on the day. And then when I'm done walking, I walk back upstairs and I get on the charts at about 8:45 to 9 a.m. I read through my daily bias starting from the higher time frame to the lower time frame, and I get a bias for the day. So with that, I worked out, got my body right, got my mind right with the manifestation and the praying, and then I got my actual trading right with getting my daily bias, getting prepared for the day. And then around 9:15, I hop on a call with my one-on-one students and go over my daily bias before the market opens. But even a morning routine gets blown up the second money's on the line. And it's the thing I had to fix before everything clicked. So for habit 2, this is the one that took me the longest, but is the most important one on the list. When I was inconsistent, I was so attached to the money. And I mean, too attached to the money. I'd force trades that weren't there. I'd literally create setups in my head that weren't even on the screen at all. That's how badly I wanted to catch a winning trade on the day. So the second habit is detach from the outcomes. And I practice this even outside of trading. But for anything, I'll always still care about my end goal, but I just stop obsessing over the outcome of it, especially for trading. If you sit there like I used to and try to force an outcome out of it, the market will come back and bite you in the ass. So to fix my problem, all I did was change the scoreboard. Instead of asking myself, did I make money on the day? Did I lose money on the day? I would ask myself, did I follow my plan for the day? Did I follow my risk management plan for the day? Was I disciplined? Did I do everything else that I usually do on a normal day, even if I lost, even if I won? I can't change it up because in my brain, that sends a signal saying, okay, something different happened today. Whatever it is, it's gonna mess up the routine. And what's a habit? It's basically just a routine. You have to be consistent with this too. But the real ways to detach from the outcomes comes from not comparing yourself to others, not caring what your bank account is sitting at right now, because in the future, you know where it's going to be. Detaching from the outcomes not only helped me in my trading gains, but it helped me in my whole entire life. Because sometimes I have such a high standard for myself that I want to be at the ceiling better than everyone, even though it's not the right time for me to do that, right? I still have to learn things. I still have to grow as a person and as a trader. So there's little battles I need to go through in order to be at the best position when God wants me to be at that spot. Now, detaching is a mindset, but there's a habit that makes it almost automatic because it kills the moments where you'd be emotional in the first place. Habit number 3. Think of your focus like a tank, and every decision you make is a withdrawal from it. Deciding what to eat, deciding when to work, whether to take this trade or wait. By the time the setup that actually matters shows up, you're running low on that tank. When people hear discipline, most of the time they think it's just willpower. Let me tell you something, it's not. It's needing less of it. The fewer choices you leave for yourself in that moment, the less room there is to make a mistake. So habit 3 is removing unnecessary decisions. In trading, this looks like trading the same session, same checklist every single day. Now, I'm a discretionary trader, yes, but I still have rules. I trade the same window. I have the same checklist. I don't sit there every morning saying, oh, should I trade now? What should I get in now? I already decided. I just just execute, which makes it super simple and systematic for me to log on, know exactly what to do, and then go on with my day. Decision fatigue is a huge killer of consistency. And the fix is making your day as automatic as you can. Okay, so a little bit on what I do. So I trade from 9:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. in the AM session. Then I don't get back on till 6 p.m. EST, so Asia session. And that is a hard rule that I have been doing and has made me successful. I have the same checklist before I trade every day. I need a delivery, I need a draw on liquidity, and then I need an entry model, which is my 3 C's: context, confluence, and confirmation. Then I go into my emotions. Am I calm? Am I stressed? Am I tired? Am I really okay to take a trade and put my own money, thousands of dollars, on the line today? I really think to myself with my emotions, am I forcing this? Because the best traders know when not to trade. And I do it off the charts too, like I just explained. I do the same thing every single morning. Wake up 7:30 a.m., gym, shower, walk, pray, meditate, visualize, daily bias, then hop on the charts. It's consistent and automatic, like I was just talking about. So I'll give you an example. I used to go to the gym at after my work day, at 9:30 p.m., 10 p.m. every single day. And I realized that in order for me to get the best possible results and really wake up in the morning and do something hard, that's the most important, do something hard before my actual day starts, that really fixed everything for me. But most importantly, I didn't focus on waiting to go to the gym later. So my mind was in a different space. Okay, I'm still gonna go to the gym later. So I might just push this to later to the day because I'm still gonna be up and do stuff later in the night. It didn't give me an automatic feeling. It didn't give me that completion feel. And as well, the benefits are I wake up every day, do something hard, so everything else feels easy. The point is when, for example, the setup shows up on the chart, you are automatic. All your focus is there for it, not spent on 40 little decisions you could have automated. And if you're watching this thinking, okay, well, I don't even have a system that I can build these habits around yet. That's exactly what I do with the people inside of my mentorship. Nick, he came in stuck in a loop, random trading, no structure and system to it. But just 2 months later, he pulled 7 prop firm payouts. And my student Caden nearly quit trading entirely. Now he's pulling in 50K months consistently just from payouts. If you want the exact structure like them, click the top link in my bio to apply for my one-on-one mentorship. You cannot fix what you never wrote down, obviously. But most people get on, take a loss, feel bad for a second, and then move on right to the next trade. And they never actually learn anything from it. So they make the same mistake next week and the week after, and they get stuck in this loop of making the same mistake over and over again. So habit 4. It's simple. Journal every single trade, no matter what. But not the way you're thinking. Most people take a screenshot of their setup and trade and they say, oh, good trade or bad trade, that's useless. If you actually do that, let me ask you, and tell me honestly, do you ever actually look back at your journal at all? And if you do you find it helpful? What you actually need to log is the why you took it, why you got out, what you were thinking, what you were feeling. So I'll actually hop on my journal right now and show you. So this is a journal that I created and blanked everything out just for you guys. This was actually a trade that I took about an hour and a half ago that hit full TP. I'm even logging the date, the day, the session, the instrument, the direction, long or short, what entry model I use, OTE, IFVG, those entry models. If you haven't watched my entry model video, go ahead and watch that. Also the free course. The context, the confluence, the confirmation, the contracts, entry, stop loss, exit point. What is my risk on it, points wise? What is my result, points wise? What is my R multiple, right? Risk to reward, 4.7 R. What's my P&L? How much money did I make or lose? And what's my planned risk to reward? Obviously, you still need an average risk to reward for data collection purposes. Did I follow my plan? Yes. Did I make a mistake? What mistakes did I make? In this trade, it was pretty much a perfect trade. I can't lie. So I didn't have any mistakes that I made. What was my state of mind, right? What I was talking about, you need to feel your emotions too. Again, going back to emotions, we're human, right? People that say, oh, you need to be a robot on the charts and you can't think of anything. No, we're human. We're gonna have emotions naturally. It's about, do you act on those emotions? Or do you understand those emotions and not act on them in a bad way, right? What's your state of mind? Calm, obviously. And what do I grade the setup? A. And then I go over the notes and kind of write down what my whole entire bias was and what the outcome was too. So as you can see, there's a lot of things on this screen here and all these tabs just to show all these data points, but it's so important because when you look back at it, it's like, okay, that's what I was feeling during this time. And that's maybe why I'm having that issue, whatever the issue is, right? It's discrepancies within your data to where you need to understand, you need to be a doctor, right? With my students, I tell them, I'm your mentor, but I'm a doctor with trading. I'm gonna see your data, whether it's on a funded account or a live account. By the way, shout out Funded Next. They have the most insane funded accounts. Use code Dukes for 55% off their flex accounts. I also love the rapid accounts. Anyways, I even have a reference page in my journal just to show what my journal is showing me. Every little thing is so important within trading because you got to treat it like a business. If I was running a logistics company, I would need every single piece of data to do my job. So why don't you treat trading like a business? You're supposed to. Are we starting to understand? Is this clicking now? One of the things that I log internally with my trading is the time inside of a trade. An A+ setup resolves fast, means it works out fast, depending on what session you're trading. So a trade that drags on for hours isn't reacting to your entry model or confluence or confirmation enough to have a strong move. So it's basically telling you the setup was weak. This is something almost nobody logs, but it's important because I promise you, the trades you lose probably take a little bit, they chop around, they take a little bit longer to play out. Okay, so to recap, the two fields that matter the most, the why you took it and the lesson. But another really important thing, you have to log the ugly trades as well. The losses, the revenge trades, the over trading. When I was unprofitable, I was so embarrassed to log like my stupid setups that I took, and they weren't even setups, they were random trades I took, just like even like 10-second trades, and I never would log them. But that's exactly what kept me stuck. You gotta be honest with yourself, self-accountability, or else you won't get better. But all this only works if you can focus long enough to actually do it. And there's one habit that's stealing the focus from almost everyone watching. Habit 5. Your attention is the most valuable currency you have nowadays, and everyone is competing for it, but you're giving it away for free. To your phone, to the feed, to everyone else's P&L, and this is affecting your trading. Whether you know it or not, it's so easy to see other people living your dream life, and it makes you feel behind. So you start making irrational decisions. Now, as someone who's on the other side of the trading space and gets to see the behind the scenes, half of the traders you compare yourself to are literally posting fake screenshots. But all you see is someone's 40K day and you feel behind. Then you force a trade to catch up and their fake flex just costs you real money. So habit 5 is guarding your attention like it's a part of your risk management, because it really is. So there's two things here. Put your phone away when you're trading or reviewing. You stop measuring yourself from everyone else's highlight reel, because that's all it is. Everything you see on social media is other people's highlight reel. That's why I keep it transparent always on my social medias. 9 times out of 10, the success you're scrolling past is fake anyway. Everyone's on their own journey. And the second you stop comparing to the feed and start comparing to your own journal, it all gets quiet. That's when you finally start seeing consistency. So all you have to do is, first, when you're trading or journaling, put your phone away. Stop scrolling. Stop having these dopamine hits that you want to keep scrolling. See what everyone else did. 2, unfollow all these trading creators that just host these crazy P&Ls when they're trading 45 funded accounts when they previously blew 20 of them, and they just posted the Trade Sinker $30,000, $50,000 P&L. Guess what? They could literally make $0 off of that if they blow the account tomorrow. You have to kill the comparison. Everyone is at their own journey, like I was just talking about. So if you compare yourself in a different situation, you have no clue what they're actually going through, because again, it's all just a highlight reel. So if you're comparing yourself, you're basically comparing yourself to someone's fake life. It's not realistic. So you're gonna set unrealistic goals for yourself, and you're gonna get all in your head discouraged about it. You understand what I'm saying? Listen, the only P&L you should be comparing yourself to is yours from the last month, the last week, whatever it is, and seeing the discrepancies with it, and then collect the data and then execute off that data. You really just need to block out all the noise and focus on these signals. And I promise you, once I unfollowed the little amount of trading creators there was 6 years ago when I first started trading, my trading became so much simpler because I was focusing on one thing. When I saw my model not working as well this one week, I didn't go and look on Instagram to someone else's model that was doing well that week and then change mine to that. That's something a lot of you guys do, and please stop doing that, because if you keep tweaking your model or strategy because other people are seeing success with it, again, you aren't seeing the losses they are taking. The problem is that you're comparing yourself and you're not looking from within. And that leads to the last one, the habit that holds all 5 of these together. And it's got nothing to do with the charts at all. Here's the truth I wish someone told me soon. You don't get discipline on the charts, you bring discipline to the charts. Think about it. If you're undisciplined everywhere else, you can't keep a promise to yourself. You fold the second things get hard. You'll be exactly that guy when the market gets tough. And it always shows up in your data. So the last habit isn't a trading habit at all. It's building discipline in your actual life, because that's the same discipline that shows up when you're staring at a trade. Discipline is just doing what you said you were going to do. So it doesn't matter if it's the gym, your faith, keeping your word, waking up when you said you would wake up. Every time you follow through off the charts, you're training the exact muscle that you need in them. My students say it themselves. The discipline changed their life outside of trading, and then trading follows. So for example, one thing that I set the standard for every single day, and what's hard that I do every single day, and I tell myself I'm gonna do it and I still do it, is I always have a hard workout, whether it's outside or in the gym, every single day. I do something hard every single day that I don't wanna do, and I finish it. And after I finish it, I feel so good, because that's discipline discipline building. I always tell my Discord, if you follow your rules, if you do this, if you do that, if you do what you're saying you do, it's plus 10% discipline. The standard is do what you say you're going to do, even when you don't want to do it on that certain day. That is real growth. That's the rep that counts. But you also can have a floor for the bad days, right? You won't always feel 100%, but even on those bad days where you don't feel 100%, make sure there's a minimum thing that you do that's still hard and you don't want to do, so you can keep that discipline going. And I only make that minimum rule because once you break the streak, it's so hard to get back to it. A lot of you guys probably felt it when you started trading, right? You were consistent for a while and you started doing the hard things like back testing, journaling, all that, and then you had a couple days where you couldn't do it and then you fell off track. It's hard to get back. The guy who is disciplined in his life cuts the trade at the stop loss, not hoping for it to reverse back to his take profit. It's a muscle. Train it. So those are 6 habits that turned me into a 30 to 50K a month day trader. Now, if you want to go a little bit deeper on the system that these habits are built around, the setups, the bias, all of it, go watch this video, the free course next. And if you want me running this with you, building the structure, holding you onto it, keeping you accountable, really holding your hand to profitability, that's exactly what we do inside of the mentorship. Like what I did with Milo, where he didn't know anything about trading before, and now he's paying off his car, making consistent money to help his family and have more freedom with his family every single day. As well as Bill. He's taking more time with his kids and family because he's not having to take that overtime at work to make extra money because he's making that income with trading. And like Simon, who's consistently making 20 to 30K a month, quit his construction job out of college and now helping his family buy a new house with the profits he makes from trading. And with all these students I just named, I had to hold their hand accountability-wise, discipline-wise, everything they needed to profitability. The link to apply is at the top of the description. Thank you for watching.